Libras, there's a big, overwhelming sense of curiosity that's coming through with this Capricorn season of you just sitting back, assessing, analyzing everything, and then coming to your decision confidently after having that methodical, mapped out time to strategize, all right? Remember that Capricorn is a fellow cardinal sign. So with Venus, your ruler, currently retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, you're going to feel this a lot. And so it's almost as if when I was channeling Libras, you were really deciding and taking a look and saying, this is working, this isn't working. I really am curious about exploring this or examining this in this way to see how that's going to work. There was kind of like this trial and error, this playfulness linked to the curiosity. And also it's kind of coming through in the cards as well, that if a lover is coming back, specifically in Aries, if some of you are entertaining like a past lover, that you may just want to have fun for old time's sake or one last time or try something new before you call it quits, which is interesting. Usually Venus retrogrades, I personally wouldn't engage with past lovers, but there might be this tension or this tension, intensity, this passion that you're like, no, I really want to see if I can make this work, or this may be a time for reconciliation, or to see if both of us have grown enough that we're not going to allow our egos or past hurt to stop something that was really beautiful. So it doesn't have to be with an Aries, of course, but even that kind of energy around Chiron that currently went direct in the sign of Aries. It could be just your own masculine energy or the own way that you or the other person or both are now approaching this relationship that may prove to be beneficial. I also just think in terms of intimacy or passion, a lot of you may be curious to try new things or new ways to spice things up in that department, if you know what I am saying. I just think, again, this kind of curious, playful nature will serve you well. There was also something that was coming through, Pisces, complete change of topic, but with regards to shoes, watching where you're stepping, both literally and potentially metaphorically, of if you're going to go down that rabbit hole, just make sure that you're aware of all of the implications that may entail. If you're going to open that can of worms, be prepared. But also too, if some of you are wanting to invest in some new shoes, making sure that you have maybe some insoles, making sure that your feet, your ankles are protected, quite literally watching where you're walking in terms of if you're on your phone or not paying attention, maybe looking something up, you just step off the curb wrong or just might get injured. So be careful as you walk. I always just like to say sometimes when we're in transit, not to be doing a million different things at once, but just literally giving gratitude for our legs, for the muscles, feeling that contraction, expansion in our body, and just giving that moment of mindfulness in our commute day by day. And also too, this is coming through, which is also very Venus retrograde energy, but if there's a garment or some luxurious item that you've been kind of hemming and hawing and kind of opening up your browser, looking it up, going back and forth, there's kind of like, yes, buy it. Like you want to really own and enhance your beauty, really determining that intimate part of your life and getting really clear, like I said, what's working and what isn't, okay? Good. The cards that I pulled 6 cards, given that we're moving into 2022, a 6 years. So the top 3 cards representing our conscious energy Libras, we have 9 of Pentacles, which is a vibe, with the 4 of Cups, and then the High Priestess. So this is great. This also for me is like not lowering your standards. I think if some of you are looking for new opportunity, new expansion, new love, a new lover, whatever that is, you're like, I know I'm amazing. I know I'm working extremely hard. I know I have this garden of wealth, of beauty, of resources. I don't want to just hop on something because it's available or because it's there. I really want to make sure it's aligned with what I desire. That High Priest is really tapping into that higher self, looking into these signs and synchronicities, what's coming through. Because again, just because maybe an old lover or an old opportunity comes back doesn't mean that it's for you. It might just mean that you're knowing your worth, knowing that everything you've worked for is coming, but you now get to decide if it's an opportunity or a relationship that you want to pursue or not. And that's why I thought that maybe an Aries could be coming in, because the card below the Four of Cups is in Aries, so it might just be an offer in general that makes you contemplate your own authority, your own autonomy, Libra. And maybe for the first time standing on your own and saying, I don't need anyone else to assist me in this matter. I don't need anyone else's opinion. I don't need someone to co-sign on this. I'm doing it for myself because intuitively I know it's the right decision. And also with that kind of Four of Cups energy, it's not allowing maybe other people's influence or decisions to get in your way. I know sometimes Libra can be pegged as being indecisive or not knowing what it wants, but being in between the Nine of Pentacles and the High Priestess, it really is just imploring you that you kind of know what you want. You don't necessarily need to wait for an additional sign or asking for someone else's opinion. You know what it is you want. You can tap into that feeling of success, of power. Trust that. And especially to the bottom three cards, Four of Wands with the Emperor, and then we also have the Three of Wands. I think some of you are moving or wanting to expand your home or seeking new horizons, a new space to grow into. It's very evident with we're looking at the Four of Wands and the Emperor. It really is that structural energy. What are you building? What do you want to grow into? Who do you want to be around? I do think that whether or not you're currently in a relationship or not, it is a priority of who you want to keep around in your circle. Who are you wanting to grow and expand with? That Four of Wands energy. You can even see a couple getting married in a trellis. Below the Nine of Pentacles, you're like, I'm not just playing for a little bit or a few of the marbles. I want it all. So I'm now taking the time to research, to plan, to be methodical in my approach, knowing that I can have everything I want, but first of all, I need to really reshape my own foundation, how I show up for myself, and know that as I'm looking ahead into the future with that Three of Wands, that I'm trusting the downloads, my hopes, my dreams. The Three of Wands is below the High Priestess. So if some of you know that there's this big, beautiful expansion, even if you don't know how it's going to unfold, or what channel, what opportunity, what collaboration, it doesn't matter. You're tapping into, like I said, this root, that sacral chakra, these new beginnings, these new structures to build on that. And these kind of small offers from others, it's not cutting anymore. The very first card we had was the Nine of Pentacles. Everything you've ever wanted and looking beautiful and fabulous while doing so. It's also interesting too, the bottom card, after I pulled these 6 cards, is the Chariot, things moving quickly. Like I said, I do think that some of you are going to be moving, or movement is going to be a very big aspect for this upcoming season and going into 2022. And I mean, that also could be why I was being told to relay the message of watching where you're going, watching where you're stepping, also watching where you're moving. Are you not taking that step forward out of fear that you'll step into the wrong energy? Or as you're moving forward, trusting in that High Priestess and the Three of Wands, that intuitive download, that messaging, that I don't know why, but I'm feeling called to go to this city or this part of where I currently reside or this country. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling called. It's that trust. It's even with that Four of Pentacles, other people are like, are you sure? Like, what about this? What about this? You taking that time to be still, to be reflective, ideally every day. So this High Priestess energy, your intuitive self, your spirit team can relay the messages so that when you're looking forward into the future, it's very clear, there isn't any doubt. You know exactly where you're going and you're confident in your resolve. Okay, Libras? And this can be a really powerful energy that if you're normally indecisive or need assistance or rely on others for support, this can be maybe a time where you're trusting yourself wholeheartedly and really, again, shifting the narrative to welcome in people that are going to support you in the future, but they're going to be at your level, this new level of alignment. So what I've been doing for every sign is pulling 1 or 2 cards to emulate or to signify energies to ponder and to reflect on for the new calendar year of 2022. So let's see what's coming through for Libras. 2 cards, please, for Libras. Yeah. It was funny because I saw purple and dark blue come through. So third eye and the throat, trusting the downloads, speaking them into existence, and vice versa. And then also it was kind of like just as if all this energy is coming through and the scales are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so if you're delaying a decision or trying to see what's right, not allowing fear from career or advancement or that everyone else is doing it or imposter syndrome to get in your way. We have the Two of Wands with the Five of Wands. You have to make a decision, but not focusing on what other people are thinking or because of conflict that you're not going to make that decision. Again, with that Five of Wands, like everyone has an opinion. Everyone is fighting maybe for your attention, or you're just worried, how am I going to integrate myself into this new space, into this new passion that I have? Am I worthy? Can I do this? The answer is yes. Remember the very first card that we pulled, Nine of Pentacles. You have everything that you need to be successful. It's just not allowing external noise or opinions or maybe energy from the past around maybe where your power and autonomy was taken to impede that decision of moving forward. I think it's also interesting too with the Two of Wands, you could see that that figure has the world in one hand and they're looking in one direction where the expansion is inevitable, but there's also a wand beside them as well of what is currently present in their life. And neither is bad, of course. We always get to determine everything in our own lives, but I do think, Libras, that there is an expansion on the way that is available if you so choose. And the choice is yours, but don't allow fear or other people's opinions to deter you from what you know is your destiny and what is meant for you moving forward. Okay? Good. So that is my general reading for all my beautiful Libras this Capricorn season. If this reading resonated and you want to say thank you with a tip or a donation, it's always appreciated. I'll put the link for our PayPal in the description of this video. If you want to book a one-on-one reading to go into these themes even further, our availability is now updated on our website. We have a few spots left for December and the beginning of January. But after that first week of January, my books are going to be closed indefinitely. I have some new content and projects that I'm working on for 2022, so stay tuned for that. And please feel free to share this Tarotscope with a fellow Libra that could benefit, okay? Thank you all so much for watching. Have an amazing, expansive Capricorn season, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.